Let me grab them audio sound bites here. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, we haven't had any internet now. Jim Webb thinks the debate was rigged. Jim Webb thinks it was stacked against him. And he made it obvious when he was, every time they came to him on Wednesday night, he complained that they weren't coming to him. I kind of found that strange. I mean, every time they went to Jim Webb, well, it's about time you come to me. I haven't had much time here tonight. Well, okay, they're at you now, so have at it. When the whole thing was over, he was in Washington yesterday. He went to the Council on Foreign Relations. The New World Order. He made a speech. The New World Order. And among the things he said was this.
That debate, which was, I want to be very frank, it was rigged in terms of who was going to get the time on the floor by the way that Anderson Cooper was selecting people to supposedly respond to something someone else said. I even turned around to Bernie Sanders at one point and said, Bernie, say my name, will you? Say my name. It's very difficult to win a debate when you don't have the opportunity to speak with the same amount of time on issues as the other two did.
I think Webb actually ended up being lucky. The more he would have spoken, the greater the odds they would have run him off that stage. He's the least Democrat-sounding person at a Democrat debate I've ever heard. The guy was out of place. But he's right. It was rigged for Hillary. I mean, the whole purpose of that, from the Democrat National Committee standpoint, was to grease the skids for Hillary for the rest of the race. And Bernie Sanders played right along by exonerating her on this email scandal. There's no other reason for these other candidates to oppose her. If they're going to throw that off the table, there's no reason for them to even try to secure the nomination from her. So this whole thing, he's right, it was rigged from the standpoint of what, and there's a story today that the women of the Democrat National Committee are running the whole show now. That everybody in the executive committee, every executive there is at the DNC as a woman is basically taking control of this thing for the express purposes. You know, Debbie Wasserman Schultz and her associates in the express purpose of this thing is to get Hillary the nomination finally. Make sure that there's not some slick guy that comes along again like Obama did in 2008.